to Chatty Patti, the show where you, yours, and yours truly hear from some of my favorite artists and figure out what they're all about. I'm Patti Bourret, and today I'm getting on the horn with Ginger Johnson. Ginger is an award-winning artist, writer, performer, presenter, and helium balloon in the shape of a woman. Following a 15-year career as a critically acclaimed cabaret and theater artist, Ginger shot to international stardom when she was crowned the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race Series 5. Since then, she has wowed theatergoers, including myself, festival crowds, and pride revelers across the globe, cementing her reputation as a powerhouse drag performer with a big heart and an even bigger mouth. Surprising, irreverent, and deliciously silly, Ginger's work both on and off the stage has seen her carve out a name for herself as an unstoppable force of creativity and queer joy. I'm really excited because I personally look up to Ginger a lot, both as a drag performer and a fellow redhead. So, enough from me. Here's Ginger Johnson. Operator? Hello? This is Patti Bourret. Chatty Patti. Ginger Johnson, welcome to Chatty Patti.
Thank you.
Ginger, how do you answer the phone?
I'm not good at answering the phone. I like talking on the phone. I am someone who will let the phone ring off until I've done something, and then I will call back and we will get into it.
So you don't answer the phone, you just call back?
Yeah.
How do you greet someone on the phone?
Can I swear? I don't know.
Yeah.
With my friends, I will normally pick up the phone, and as soon as they answer, I will say, big bitch. That's normally my opener. Yeah.
Ginger, you are kind of a big deal around here. You are arguably the Northeast's tallest female impersonator. And I just want to know, how is it being back?
Oh, it's gorgeous being back.
Do you get back
I love
often?
it here. I don't get back very often. No, I don't. But what's amazing about when I come back now is, I left quite a while ago, 15 years. Pretty much since I left. And when I was here, there was nothing like the drag scene that there is now, or the queer scene in general. There was the strip that's always been there, and there were some fab drag queens there. I used to go and see Ophelia Balls. I remember Penny Arcade used to be here. But it's exploded, as drag has across the country and around the world. So that's really amazing to see, and I do wonder sometimes, if there had been that kind of culture here when I was here, maybe I wouldn't have left,
Yeah.
And that's great that there are more queer people staying in the Northeast, because there is fun to be had here for queer people.
So I want to know what makes you tick as an artist. By which I suppose I mean, I know you have always loved performing, but why in heels and a wig? And who were some of those inspirations for you that made you think, maybe drag is the thing?
I came to London actually to be a costume designer. So I'd done my degree at Northumbria University, which is just over there somewhere. My degree does not exist there anymore.
What degree was it?
Performance. And I think actually that whole department has gone.
I'm also the graduate of a performance course that has since been axed.
Destroying
so
education.
Lots of us, wherever we go, they say, no more, that's enough.
Shut it down.
That's enough.
And after that, I got into a scheme, or I got a studio through the university, and I started doing a lot of costume making there. And then the guy that ran the studio, he had designed a show that had been on tour, and it was about to get to London, and they'd had their van stolen and all the costumes had been stolen. So he gave me this job. He actually bought me a sewing machine and sent me on the megabus to London to replace all of the costumes from his design. And I had like 10 days to do it. It went well. It was an amazing experience. It was my first time making costumes for other people, which was quite terrifying. And on the opening night, the theatre company was called Fittings Multimedia. And the guy who ran it, he said, after we've done the show on the first night, my friend is doing a show down the road. Do you want to come with us? And I was like, yeah, of course, great. So after that, we trundled on down. The place down the road turned out to be the Royal Vauxhall Tavern. Right. And the person performing there was David Hoyle, who is a force of nature, both bad and good.
Like all natural disasters, powerful.
Yes.
Not to be trifled
powerful,
with.
Unpredictable.
Beautiful.
And
destructive.
Absolutely. And I sat that night and watched David Hoyle and realized that if drag could be what David was doing, if there was that end of the spectrum where David was part of a spectrum and I could fit somewhere on that line and I could explore all the things I was excited about in that way, then that was going to have to be my job. And I made that decision there and then. This is what I'm going to do.
You're so interesting to me because you straddle so much of the kind of spectrum of drag and, you know, ranging from drag race to theater, like just straight up theater. And I wonder what that has been like for you. Like, what is it like putting drag in theater spaces, being sort of theatrical in drag spaces? Has that changed post Drag Race in terms of the types of projects that you want to make and the kinds of shows that you want to do?
That's the big existential question
Yeah.
I'm going through at the
God,
minute.
you can't tell me?
No, I can tell you. I can
Ginger,
tell you.
I thought you had the answer.
It's not something that I've sort of masterminded in any way. It's more that I don't know how to do anything else, and I like the attention. and I am using drag to explore all of the things that I'm interested in. So I trained in theatre, and then when I got to London, I got involved in the club scene and the club kids scene in London. I spent about 10 years going out 9 nights a week, rolling around on the floor of a nightclub dressed as a Quality Street. That was my life for a long time.
Which one?
Oh, all of them.
Okay.
Sometimes 5 in a night, you know, had a wild time, absolutely amazing. And through that, I met lots of people that are on the live art and performance scene, especially in that time and in East London where I was living. All of those things were really coming together in one space. And that was really inspiring. And then when it got to the point where I didn't want to be in a nightclub all the time, partly because I was unable to recover in the way that I used to. You know, I reached an age where I couldn't go clubbing all the time, basically. It just wasn't serving me anymore.
And that age was 24.
Yeah, pretty much. I went back to my theatre practice. And through a great big queer clubbing collective that I was part of called Sink the Pink, they commissioned me to write a pantomime for the company. And then that turned into a residency. Then I started going back to do more solo work, inspired by some of the amazing artists that I'd grown up as an artist around in London. Then I somehow ended up on Drag Race. I don't know. I don't
It happens to the best of us. Look, you wake up one day and you say, oh my God, I'm on Drag Race.
No, what happens is you wake up one day and you go, oh my God, I went on Drag Race. How did that happen? The whole thing is a fever dream.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then suddenly you look back one day and you're like, wow, that happened. And now, I was actually talking to a friend about this recently. The solo show that I made last year was an adventure show. So when I make solo work, I like to set myself a challenge or a topic that I want to learn about, or an adventure that I want to go on. And then I'll go and do that thing. And then I'll make a live show that sort of reflects that and tells the audience what I've learned along the way. Last year, I decided that I wanted to learn how to be shot out of a cannon because it was something that I had always wanted to do from when I was a child. And it sort of mirrored the experience of being on reality TV. Is a bit like being shot out of a cannon. I did that, and my friend came to see it. Someone that's known me.
Did you actually do it?
Oh yeah, I did it 120 times in the end, and I've still got the cannon.
Well, I saw the show.
Yeah.
At Northern Stage.
Oh, did you see it there?
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite ones. I love it in there.
It was so much fun.
Oh, thank you.
So anyway, thank you for that. It was really
not
it was
at all.
great.
Thanks for coming. But my friend, he said to me, he saw the show and he was like, you know, what Drag Race has done to you, it's your enabler. You know, it's enabled you to live out these ridiculous things that you've always wanted to do. And that is so true. And I'm now kind of living by that on purpose now. I'm now being like, okay, I've got this kind of golden key to the drag world now. How can we fuck shit up? What can I do? What boundary can I push? Not in a sort of worthy way, but in a like, how can I test myself? How can I test people's perception of what a drag queen can do? Because that's what we're for. You know, drag queens are there to push the envelope. That's our job. Reflect the culture and community around us and push the envelope. They're the two parts of the job. And now I've got a little boost up. I'm going even harder than I was before.
Yeah.
Hello, operator. Can you put me through to the next segment?
So Ginger,
Yes.
you said that if you were a beverage, you would be a ginger shot.
Yes.
So
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much.
you're so welcome. Tell me about
and
that.
from a
Tell me
cup.
why.
It's a little bit obnoxious, maybe.
Obnoxious?
Good in small doses. You wouldn't want to drink it all day, I don't think.
It packs a punch.
Yes, good. And it's good for you.
It's good for you.
It's full of antioxidants.
It's challenging, but if you just hold your nose and stick with it, you'll feel a lot better afterwards.
Exactly. And that, if that isn't a description of me, I don't know what is. We have to go into one, they don't work.
Really? They
look
big.
I'm sorry. I don't know. It's because you're so dainty.
Oh, God.
Right?
Okay,
Cheers.
all in one?
Yeah. Wow, sour. Sour's not the flavor profile I was expecting.
No, actually.
Good though. Are you a fan? Do you do this?
I do when I am hungover.
Right.
But it's a very specific situation. If I've gone out the night before a train,
right.
which I often do, or a plane, in spite of my best efforts, I'll go to a Pret in the station.
Yes.
And I'll get a plain croissant, a chocolate croissant, an oat latte.
Double croissant?
Yeah. And a ginger shot.
Wow. Okay. I'm an everyday girl.
Every day?
Ginger shot every day.
Do you make your own?
No.
Expensive habit.
I shoplift.
How the other half lives.
I should make my own, but that sounds like a really messy, long procedure.
I actually did that for a while. It was fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got a little NutriBullet. It's quite stringy.
You can get them in a big bottle that's got like 7 days worth.
Oh,
you don't have to because you don't. Yeah, no. We're not doing that.
I've always felt a real affinity for your drag, and I never could quite put my finger on it until it was in Ginger Johnson Blows Off.
Yes.
You have a line about Lucille Ball.
Yes.
And I was like, fucking hell. Again, I actually don't swear in drag. That's part of my whole brand. I was like, oh my God. It's the ginger shot.
It's got straight to your head.
I was like, holy crap, that makes so much sense. I was absolutely like raised by that woman.
Yeah.
My parents both worked, and when my sister and I were like really, really young, we just watched hours and hours.
Well, it would have been on television for
I Love
you.
Lucy. How old do you think I am?
No, I mean the reruns.
No, we had every season DVD box set.
Oh, I've got that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's your favorite episode?
Oh,
if you had to choose?
that's really hard. So there's so
top
many good
two,
ones.
or what comes to mind?
Okay, I could maybe do top two. Knife throwing.
Really good.
I've got the Barbie. I've got the Lucille Ball Barbie. They did a set of them.
Oh my God.
And she's in the box, and they've got the target behind her with the knives in it, and she's pulling the Lucy face. She's pulling the face. And it was, somebody got it as a gift for me. And they said that they got me that one because I pull that face, not on purpose, and there's that amazing contrast with Lucy of the stunning glamour when you see her in things like Ziegfeld Follies, for example. And then there's her rolling around in a giant bath full of grapes. She's just that mixture of the beauty and the clown. That's something that I'm always trying to reference as much as I can. So definitely the knife throwing. And then I love Vitamita Vegemin. And I also love the Chocolate Factory, obviously. And the grapes is another good one. Because do you know the lore about the woman doing the grapes?
No.
So in the episode, if you haven't seen it,
the woman, the like grouchy Italian woman.
Yes, the local woman that's teaching her. They're stomping on the grapes to make the wine, and they're in there together. And the woman did not speak English, and they didn't explain to her beforehand what was going to happen. So when Lucy sort of playfully takes a handful of grapes and throws them at the woman, she thinks she's actually starting a fight with her and lays it.
Real?
She like body slammed her into the floor, and it's all entirely real.
Wow.
I love that about
That is
her.
Incredible.
Yeah. But Lucy's she's amazing for lots of reasons. She was the first ever female head of a TV corporation, which she started from scratch. She was clever enough to move it to the other coast of America so that she could run live in one state, and then on the other side of the country, she could go out 2 hours later, I think it was, and it would be at the same time. She also funded Star Trek. She's one of the original producers of Star Trek. And she may or may not have been a secret communist in a time when that was incredibly dangerous.
Still out.
Yeah. Have you seen the Nicole Kidman film?
Yes, I actually liked it overall.
Really?
Well, I had really low expectations.
Yeah.
And then, so here's my confession. I am not a Nicole Kidman fan.
This is the problem with the movie.
I actually don't think she can act.
No.
And then I'm like, am I hallucinating?
Well, especially not
she's
now.
Obviously a very...
She definitely can't act now that her face is basically a rubber Halloween mask of herself.
Frozen in place.
And that's why it was so unbelievable that they cast her to play Lucy.
Really weird.
Someone who is famous for being expressive with their face. So I think she ruined it. And I think Sorkin also really overthought the whole thing.
It actually, I thought it was a fun idea for a film. I think actually I just have been so hungry for the good Lucille Ball biopic that I was like, I was ready for any little crumbs.
Yeah.
But maybe the next one. Who would you cast if you were going to produce a Lucille Ball biopic?
Me, obviously. No, that is hard. I think in the spirit of Lucy, it would need to be somebody that we don't know. It wouldn't need to be a big star. It needs to be somebody really, really funny. Someone really funny, really original, and really spiky, you know? I have this story about Lucy. It's part of the reason why I'm called Ginger Johnson and I have ginger hair. And it was told to me by this really old queen in a bar years and years and years ago. And I used to look a lot more like Lucy in my drag. I used to really do Lucy. And I was talking to him one night because he'd recognized that that's who I was doing, because not a lot of people know that, you know, especially in the UK, it's not a big reference here in the UK. And he was explaining to me that the reason Lucy has ginger hair is because when she first was contracted at the production house that she was in, she was put in the back row all the time because she was tall and she was quite plain compared to everybody else, and she had brown hair. So they constantly put her in the chorus. And then somebody from Wigs and Wardrobe told her one day, if you dye your hair a really bright colour, they won't be able to hide you in the chorus line. They'll have to push you forward into the thing. She did that and then immediately got her breakthrough part. And that was a huge inspiration to me. I was like, wow, this is perfect. It makes sense to me. Because another lesson I'd learned at the time from someone who was my mentor was that people should be able to see you from the other side of the dark, hazy nightclub and know who you are. That set the foundation of what Ginger Johnson was going to become. I have since found out that story is complete lies. None of it is true.
Was she already a redhead
when
she signed?
Not one bit of it was true. I don't know if that's the case. But I've sort of lived by that apocryphal story. And I think there's nothing more camp than that, actually.
No. There must have been an element of that. An element of like, you can't help but notice her.
Well, in between being told that story and finding out it wasn't true, I told that story so many times that there are now doubtless people around the world telling the same story. So, you know, it's one of those things. History gets written in the people that speak it.
I was going to ask you, what is it about redheads? But maybe that's part of it. Just
that's
that
definitely
you can't hide them in the chorus line.
Yeah, definitely that's part of it. I could talk about this specific thing for a
time.
very long time.
I'm very interested. I've got red hair under here too, so
I think Christina Hendricks in Mad Men, that was a very big influence because that was around the time that I was sort of putting Ginger back together the second time, because I moved away from Ginger and did some other stuff when I was doing the clubs for a while. I used to have a bit of an obsession with Mary Magdalene. I'm a Catholic school survivor. And I read a lot about Mary Magdalene in an effort to sort of try and understand something about that culture that I could latch onto. And she was a redhead, so she was also a big part of it. And Ginger Rogers, obviously, that's partly where the name came from. So, and the 50s was a great period of like really brassy redhead women because the hair dye technology was so awful. So they would bleach them and then they'd throw a bit of red on it, you know?
Oh, and that's drag.
Yeah, that is drag.
Truly.
Absolutely.
I know.
Ginger, speaking of Catholic school.
Yes.
I went out and got myself ordained. So
oh, wow.
I now can offer a service, which is that I can receive confession.
Right.
And provide absolution. So I just wondered if you had anything you wanted to confess while you're here.
Yeah. A lot.
A lot. Lay it on me, sister.
I would like to confess that when I lip synced for The Crown on Drag Race, that was the first time I'd ever lip synced on stage.
Really?
And I also did not lip sync. I am singing the song very loudly. And people that were in the room will tell you that. I am not a lip syncer. I don't know how to do it. I've never been a lip syncer because I'm not a dancer. And I feel like, then what am I bringing to the table?
This is so... I went to a drag show with my father for the first time last year.
Great.
I know, it was really fun. It was great, actually. It was like a Rue Girls Christmas tour. We went because, I would have loved to go anyway, but especially because there was a huge protest organized against it in my hometown in Texas. And so there was like a big counter protest and we all turned up. Very stressful. Like whole line of like anti-drag protesters with like the most heinous signs and like fully just carrying guns in the open, which is kind of frightening. But what a rush also. And but then anyway, we like hugely outnumbered them. Eventually they kind of dispersed. So we went into the show and it was great. There was lots of like wonderful lip syncing at this crazy theater in San Antonio called the Aztec, which is probably wouldn't fly now, but it's one of those like mid-century movie theaters that's all decked out like the inside of an Aztec temple. It's crazy.
Love that.
Anyway, my dad, because I sing, and my dad was like, don't you feel a little annoyed that like, you know, you sing, that's something you put so much work into. They're not even singing. They're just get up there and doing the shapes. And I was like, no. I was like, you don't understand. It's so hard. It's not easy, which is my very long-winded way of saying. I totally get it. It's like, I think people don't realize what a technical skill it is. Like there's so much precision.
The amount of artistry that goes into lip syncing is unbelievable. I mean, Lypsinka, a ginger hair drag queen, another ginger icon and actually a drag icon as well. What Lypsinka can do with a lip sync is beyond. It really is an amazing art form. It's never been something that I've enjoyed doing, so I never followed it. I've often found because you know you play around with all types of drag when you're beginning, you've got to try everything because you don't know what you're going to be good at. I always just felt like the music was running away from me and it just made me stressed. I like to sing with a piano, and if I want to stop, I'll stop and talk to someone. You know, you can't stop the lip sync, you know? So, no, it just never really appealed to me.
So you just sang out?
I just belted it out.
Great.
Oh my God, I just heard.
I got smacked on the head by the boot of a Tesla. Like, automatically closed on my head. Yeah, and I got concussion, and I, like, lost 9 days. I just had to lie in bed for 9 days.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was this Christmas just gone. I was doing panto in the West End, and I got out the dressing room and I put my suitcase in the thing in the boot of the Tesla. It was an Uber. Just smacked me on the head. Awful. Concussion, not fun.
That's Teslas
it's really
for
not
you.
Fun. It's Elon.
Yeah, nasty homophobic little For Christmas, I had some shoes that kept falling off, so I put carpet tape in the sole of the shoe.
Wow.
Like my foot in. It was great. I was like, oh my God, they're not coming off. Then I ran off stage and I was like, so they just ripped like whole chunks out of the tights.
Oh.
Well, at least it wasn't direct on the skin.
No, it wasn't. I think that would have been better. I think the skin would have been better.
You can get those clear bands that you put round.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
There's always next time. Comes every year, doesn't it? The beauty of the season.
Do you have animals?
I have a little cat.
Do
a little
you?
black cat named Syntax.
Oh, cute.
But back in Texas, my family, well, actually, I
Is
have
the cat in Texas or in London?
No, in London.
Right.
And then I have a beautiful, big, like, sheepdog poodle mix at my parents' house named Desilu.
No way, named Desilu. That's so cute.
She's the best. And then my sister has a cute little dog. Basically, no, my parents' house is an absolute menagerie.
Amazing.
They just can't be stopped. My mother doesn't like animals, but she's
right, but can't
you know
stop
how it
collecting
goes.
them.
They
Yeah.
just show up.
I have 2 little cats at home.
Really?
Yeah.
What are their names?
I have a black cat called Vanta.
Cute.
Because she looks like you'll know the sound of a black cat. When you take a picture of them, they just look like a black
Yeah,
hole.
absolutely.
And then I have another little stripy girl called Wendy Carlos, who's named after the trans woman that invented the synthesizer.
Wow.
And did all the scores for The Shining and loads of other movies. Amazing
Whoa.
character to look up, Wendy Carlos.
Okay,
She's fab.
I'm gonna look her up. I actually don't know about her.
She basically invented digital music. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, TJ, how are we doing? You ready?
Can you hold on just 1 second?
Ginger, I wanted to ask you about moving to London initially and what that transition felt like for you coming from the Northeast. How old were you when you moved?
I was just shy of 21. It was as soon as I finished uni, I left.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I packed all of my...
Oh,
sorry.
I'm so sorry. Hello? Yes, this is she?
This is incredibly rude.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. It's actually for you, Ginger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, do you mind? Here you go.
Okay. Is it TV licensing? Cause...
No, God.
Right, okay. Hello?
Hello, me little darling. It's your fellow angel of the north, Michael Maruli.
Hey, Beth.
Now, as Northeast girls, we're known for liking a party or two. I want to know, what's the wildest night out you've ever had? And does it top mothering and nursing a bottle of tequila in the back of an Australian Uber? Love you loads. Mwah.
Bye, Pet. See ya.
I think she hung up.
I think she did. Oh,
Well?
sorry. The wildest night out that I've had, I probably don't remember, I would say.
Yeah, that's the trouble, isn't it?
I don't know. I had some real wild times in the club days. I used to have this obsession with climbing things. So one of my favorite things to do was get into like really high drag, like the full guiche.
Great.
And then go to straight clubs often and just climb into the lighting rig. Just get up there and swing around until I got chucked out.
Oh my God.
I loved doing
probably
that.
Didn't take long.
I don't know. Some of them liked it.
Yeah.
Some of them liked it. And once we did a gig, it was a university ball gig, and it was a marquee. It was in this big marquee, and across the marquee from one side to the other was like a high tensile steel wire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it was in between the two speaker stacks. And I was like, here I go. So I climbed the speaker stack and I got out over it. And you know, like Indiana Jones style, where you hook both legs over and pull yourself out into the middle of the room. Did that. And bearing in mind, I'm maybe like 15, 20 feet above the people. Got out into the middle of the room. Yeah. It was like a dance floor. It was a dance floor. And everyone's screaming. And I'm like, oh God, they think I'm so brave and strong and funny. No, they were screaming because it was actually an electrical wire that was smoking because it was starting to snap under the weight of a giant drag queen hanging off it. So I just had to let go. And we were at Oxford Uni, and I don't know if it was the rowing team that just so happened to be underneath me.
God, isn't it nice when that happens?
They caught me. They caught me. I fell out the sky, and they just caught me, and the gig went on.
Yes, this makes a lot of sense for the woman who would go on to shoot herself out of a cannon.
Yeah, exactly.
Many times for
research.
research.
The urge to destroy oneself is so strong.
Have you ever been on a bucking bronco?
No, but I'd love to.
They're quite fun.
I worry that I would be incredibly confident and then I'd be awful at it.
I mean, look, do you have a strong neck? Because that's my problem.
I do have a strong neck. I do have a strong neck.
Then maybe you should. Well, you've got a lot of hair.
Yes.
Sometimes.
And a lot of bad ideas.
They weigh you down.
Yeah, they do.
Truly.
It's me.
What's your favourite thing to eat in Newcastle? I went to Kai Kai last night, which is
I love
slightly
Kai Kai.
unfortunately named for our community. Have you never heard of Kai Kai? Kai Kai is when two drag queens do the nasty together.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm learning.
Oh,
Why is it called that?
I don't know. But the food there is really good.
Is it spelled the same?
No, it's got an H in it. I think.
Wow.
Yeah. It's an American thing. It's not a UK thing. I think it probably comes from ballroom.
Well, you heard it here first. Add that to your little dictionary.
There was none of that in the restaurant. There was
Try
just
that out.
delicious
Use
food.
it in a sentence. See how it goes down.
But what should I eat? What's your favourite place to eat?
Well, I love Kai Kai. I'll tell you my favorite.
Tell me.
It's so good.
Fine.
It's so good, which is Cookhouse.
I've heard
in
about
the Oosburn.
Cookhouse.
It's like right by the farm.
Okay.
It's so good. They have like really good snacks and appetizers and really good cocktails.
Okay, great.
And I am a Long Island iced tea girl.
I am a table full of appetizers girl.
Okay,
I am
perfect.
like no main course.
Okay.
I want 6 different things
So
to
you
eat.
should go. They do these like little cheese-filled donuts.
I'm sold.
That's what you should get.
Once the word cheese filled was
But
there,
they make their
I wanted
own
it.
like cola for the Long Island.
Oh, wow.
It's really good.
Okay, great.
So
I'm gonna
that's
go.
if you want to go for like a nice meal, I would say go to Cookhouse. My other one is, it might be the same people as Cookhouse, in which case I'm kind of double dipping, but Long Friday.
Yes, it is the same people because
Yeah.
on the article I was reading last night, they recommended
Long
both
Friday is
of
also
those.
great. What's the little place across from Alphabetti? Like across from Dance City? It's like lime green.
Is this the place that does the crazy parmos?
Yes.
Yes. I do every
I really like that.
time I come back to the Northeast, I do have to have a parmo.
And I know that like, okay, people are going to come for me because it's like getting parmos in Newcastle, not
Yes,
a real blah,
it's
blah,
tea
blah,
side.
blah, blah, blah. But
Listen, the
I don't
world's
mean to
burning.
disrespect, but look, they're good. To be fair, I'm always like it's always like I've finished a gig, I've stayed too late, and I've
Yes.
never had anything approaching sober. But they're great. I've always thought they're really good.
When we were here for Blows Off last year, I basically forced the whole team from that show to all have parmos one night.
Can you tell them what a parmo is, just in case?
So a parmo is, I think it's a contraction of a chicken parmesan.
Well, Ginger's
that's-
from County Durham, so take this with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I
Well, I don't know what you're talking
who
about,
knows this?
but-
But it's basically, it's a piece of chicken that's been bashed out and then covered in breadcrumbs that then is basically a pizza base instead of bread.
basically.
When I'm trying to describe it to people that aren't from the Northeast, I say, imagine a pizza, but instead of bread, it's chicken.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right.
Yeah. And depending on where you go, you can sometimes get like pizza toppings on it. I've seen bolognese parmos. I've seen pepperoni parmos. All sorts of wonderful, ludicrous things.
I don't know about that. I'll try anything once.
I've also heard Chucho's, which is a taco place in Baker. Apparently,
I
it's
haven't
the
been, but
best
I want
tacos
to
in the
try it.
Northeast.
I want to try it.
I'm going after this.
I'm selective. Well, as a
You wanna come?
Texan, oh my God, I had a train.
I'm starving now.
I know. The call is coming from inside the house. Oh, Ginger, okay, here's something I want to know.
Yes.
What is something that grinds your gears?
I am practicing this thing at the moment of like radical acceptance, which also in less sort of wanky terms is I'm just trying to not give a shit about things that don't directly affect me. Which is also known as being self-centered. No, I'm being facetious. I get angry about lots of things, and so many of them that it's very hard to keep track of them. I'm particularly mad at the moment about the environment that trans people are forced to live in this country. It just is relentless. I'm pissed at a lot of our community that can't see that that's happening and won't stand up and do something about it. That really, really annoys me. The LGB separatists.
Yeah, see, I know they're out there. I just have never met one.
Oh, they're out there.
Or maybe I have and they just were keeping quiet about it.
Maybe you're mixing with the right people.
I just have a really good friends.
It just infuriates me. The only good thing that has come out of it is that we get to see this unhinged performance that Joanne is doing. We've got like a new evil genius has entered the villa. You know, we've got a new idiotic evil genius. And just like on Scooby-Doo, if you rip the mask off, there is a monster underneath her. You know, like although she's awful and is a real force for badness in the world, there is something incredibly camp about it.
I saw a very good drag number by a friend of mine, Macho May, where they were in this kind of like business casual ensemble. No one really knew what was going on. And they pulled out a glass of whiskey on the rocks and a great big cigar.
Yes, I knew it was coming.
And did this incredible lip sync where basically, I know she's very litigious. She'll come for me. Like, look, Joanne, it's not like... It basically was like...
Step away from the laptop,
she was choking. She was like choking kind of on the cigar, kind of on the drink, but like doing this evil laugh at the same time. So it was like a 3-minute lip sync just to laughter and also choking. And I was like, this is great. I was like, at least we can get some good content out of it.
Yeah.
We can get some good material.
You know, that's one of the fabulous things that I love about drag. Often it is a celebration of heroes of ours, but it can also be a real barbed lampoon of the enemies of our community. And there is something so delicious about it.
We put a little Anita Bryant section in my Christmas show, which was quite fun.
Great.
And who is J.K. Rowling if not the Anita Bryant of our times,
Oh,
really.
wow, she would love that.
I was just saying earlier, it's actually so upsetting because I love merch.
Yeah.
And at a crucial moment in my life, I chose to invest almost exclusively in Harry Potter merch. And I could have so easily gone the route of Doctor Who.
Yeah. Think how many screwdrivers you could have.
Age like milk. I know. Golly. What's my favorite scary movie? Sorry, I think you might have the wrong number. At the moment, what would you say you're proudest of?
Well, pride is a sin. So
famously.
take that to Sunday school, please.
Okay. Say what you're proud of, then you can confess again. And I'll forgive you again. Don't worry.
I'm proud of surviving.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's hard. Humans in general don't give ourselves enough credit for continuing to exist. And the older I get, the more perspective I have on that. And the more I'm like, wow, yeah, well done. It's tricky.
Yeah.
Work-wise, because I am a very work-motivated person. Drag Race was amazing. I'm incredibly proud of that. I was absolutely terrified about it before, during, and after it. When I watched it, I did see myself and think, that is you.
Good. Good.
And that's the thing I was the most worried about.
That's kind of like the most you can hope for, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really reflecting at the moment. I'm working on a new show at the moment, which is about horror, like contemporary horror. And I'm really reflecting on just how frightening being alive is.
Mm-hmm.
And how much of a scaredy cat I am.
Can you talk about the show a little bit?
It's a seed commissioned through Curious Arts, your friend of mine, with the Glass House and Northern Sinfonia. And we're just playing around with ideas about the moment, about what a project of Ginger Johnson and Northern Sinfonia might look like. And we're right in the middle of the R&D at the moment. I'm really, really excited. It's really fun. But it's hard because I'm trying to write these like new horror stories for the orchestra to underscore. And I'm constantly distracted by the genuine horror of the world.
Yeah.
Which is hard. You know, it's hard to write scary stories when I feel like I'm constantly being upstaged by the actual world.
But also, like, not to go all meta about it, but I do think that's why we need horror.
Yes.
So what are some of your horror inspirations?
I love the really camp end of horror. I love all the Hammer horror stuff. I'm obsessed with the way it looks. I love all of that. I struggle with psychological horror because I get scared.
Yeah.
I'm not an avid horror consumer because I have nightmares. And I don't need fuel for those nightmares. But, you know, because it's a project with the orchestra, I'm really looking at horror music and where all of that comes from and how music functions alongside story and performance and how we can manipulate people's emotions by using music.
I watched the OG Suspiria recently.
Oh yeah, fabulous.
Crazy movie.
Yeah, so good.
But great, like, use of sound.
Yeah. Did you see Nosferatu, the new one?
No, I didn't.
It's good. There's a very funny line in it and I spontaneously burst out scream laughing at this one line and I was the only person in the cinema.
Was it supposed to be
laugh
funny?
at it. I
Not
don't
that it matters,
know.
but...
I think it was something like, Willem Dafoe says, I have seen things in this world that would make Isaac Newton crawl back up into his mother's womb. And I was like immediately like, screaming, laughing, and like the person beside me is nudging me to tell me to shut up. And that's the end of horror that I really like, where it gets so serious that you cannot take it seriously.
I'm so excited about this project. I was like a Jordan Peele convert to horror.
Yes, I have to watch horror in the daytime with the curtains open and the lights on. I can't do it at night. I'm far too much of a scaredy cat for that. I've done a scary show before.
Oh, fun.
It's something that I'm returning to. I wrote this show years ago called How to Catch a Krampus. That was all about, it was kind of a pastiche of Victorian melodrama and the Guignol. And I wrote this show with a group of people that were some longtime collaborators of mine. And the whole idea of the show was, could we really frighten people? And we absolutely did. People screamed, people left.
It's not easy to do in live performance. I think
well, when
really
you look like
hard.
this, it is. All I had to do was walk on and say hello, and they was
No, but it's really hard to do. That's quite a feat. How did you manage it?
We had great music, really good live music that was scored originally for the show.
Cool.
There was some surprise blood. I did like psychic surgery at one point in the show where you like reach inside someone's chest and pull guts out of them and that kind of thing. And we had this amazing routine. It was a knife throwing routine inspired by Lucy.
Lucille Ball.
It was done very simply. I've got this amazing magician friend called Tom Casani. We work together a lot because I love magic. I love incorporating magic in shows. And I'm a bit of a magic nerd. And Tom put together this amazing knife throwing routine for us where people were throwing knives across the stage and they were like sticking into people's heads and bodies. And it was genuinely terrifying. It was really fun. Yeah, great fun.
That's incredible.
Scary drag show is a really great niche, and queer people love horror. I think queer people have a real connection to the horror genre because we experience the horror of the world in an acute way that other people maybe don't.
Yeah. I was talking to Mia T. Cleaver about this actually when we did an episode with her. Horror fans are so like wholesome people. And there's such like a kind of warm side to all of the gore.
There are all sorts of pockets of culture where the weirdos collect. Yes. And when they intersect, that's the dream.
Oh, she hung up on me.
Well, I guess there's just one more thing to ask. Ginger Johnson, can I have your number?
Of course you can. It's number 1, always.
And when you're calling, what should I put as the ringtone so I know who it is?
A very good friend of mine, Rachel Porter, has a game. It's like a conversation game, which is where you have to choose your entrance music. So if you could choose a song for the rest of your life, that whenever you walked into the room, they played that song, you have to choose that song. And I have chosen, historically, and I think I'm going to stick with it now, I have chosen You Make My Dreams Come True by Hall & Oates.
So when I hear that little burp, 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 burp,
Yeah.
I'll know who it is.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I want.
I love that game.
Oh, it's great. She's got some real good games.
I need to think about what mine is now.
She plays a game called Enter the Room as a Fruit.
That's fun.
Yeah, where you have to go outside, think of a fruit, and then you have to walk, run, roll, or whatever it is, come in and just embody the fruit, and then everyone has to guess, and whoever guesses it right then has to enter the room as a fruit.
Do they often, is it easier than you would think or harder?
You can absolutely tell.
Yeah.
There are some people aren't very good at the game. But once you get into it, you can really...
For the skilled performers, you can really communicate a fruit.
Have you ever played You're Free to Go?
No.
You're Free to Go is a really good game. So you have a shot glass with water in it, and then you need like a jug of water. And it's for a group of people around a table. And somebody comes up with a topic. So it might be something like things you could buy at the pet shop.
Mm-hmm.
And then that person thinks of something that they would buy at the pet shop. And then you go around the table and each person guesses something. And if it's not the thing the person's thinking of, they say, you're free to go. If it is the thing that they're thinking of, you throw the water in their face.
That's great.
It's a really, really good game. And you don't have to use that much water. It's not about like soaking people.
It's
Yes.
Yeah.
And the shock of getting cold water splashed in your face.
Oh, that's so fun.
That's a really good one. I love that one.
Ginger, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. I've had the best time. This was so fun. Thank you for having me,
so much
all
for
of you.
coming.
It's been really, really fun.
Such a delight.
I'm sorry I wasn't in drag. I just didn't have it with me.
No, God, please don't apologize.
That didn't have it in me either.
Chatti Patti is a podcast from Curious Arts and Patti Boo Productions, recorded and edited by TJ Mauve. You can listen to Chatti Patti wherever you get your podcasts, or watch us on YouTube and the Curious Arts Vimeo. Follow Curious Arts at Curious_Arts and me at Patti Boo Ray.
Chatti Patti.